the approach a little bit, I guess, different this training camp, considering you had guys that might not have had that playing experience, or was it sort of similar?
It was somewhat similar.
Fran, can you speak a little bit to the development of David Owen Periola? You know, when you first got here, he was a stand-up linebacker. Now he's going to play some defensive end for you. Can you talk about that transition and how he's navigated it?
He's just doing a good job. David O listens to everything you ask to do. He works extremely hard. It's in his blood, right? That's just who he is. That's what he's about. And he just puts the work in. He just puts his head down and he just work. He just work. And he's a hard worker, and like faith and hard work is a piece of who we are. It's a part of our culture and stuff like that. So he exemplifies it. So that's just what he does.
Staying in that room, how did, getting Mo Wilkerson up here, how did that come about, and how much is he going to help that room this year?
I knew Mo for a long time, being as though I'm right from Camden, New Jersey. He played at Temple. So one of my coaches coached him when he was in college. Rule was coaching him. So then when he got drafted, I came over and started working at Temple. He's just always been straight with me. He's always been a good person. I knew that Mo had got done playing, went through different things or whatever, the nature, and just from me understanding and knowing him and us getting a chance to talk, it's been me thinking and manifesting this for about a year or so, saying, I think you should come up here with myself, right? Because this is a developmental program, right? We are all about diamonds in the rough, and we're about making sure people make the best of opportunities. And I think being with myself, me being a guy that was left back in the 12th grade, that worked his butt off to try to do so many things in life, and it's always been different obstacles thrown in my way. But for Mo to be able to look at me and know, dang, this dude is just like myself, like, let's get it. I think he'll come here, work with us about a year, and probably go to the NFL. So that was more so, that was our plan. Get him up here, get him to be able to work around us, to be able to show our young guys what it's like to just grow now and go easily to the NFL, go easily into the work world, and not allow the outside noise to be a distraction, right? Because if he went through it, right, at the highest level, being able to do all those things, and sometimes you start to listen to all the things that you shouldn't listen to, and I think this helps a lot. But with faith and hard work being our core values here, outside of Dart, that's something that he's able to tap back into his faith now, and he's able to see how we just work extremely hard every day. It's an all-day schedule, right? You're here from 7 till 10 at night as a coach most of the time and getting that stuff done. So just being able to help, more like a little brother. So being able to help little bro get some structure back into what he's doing, so then that way he could be where he belongs, right? He's always been a good person, like he got a good heart, but he belongs on the top. So I want to make sure that we put him in position to continue to succeed.
Franny the other day mentioned, I think this is his first chance to get coached by you since he was 6 years old.
Franny?
Franny.
Yeah.
What's it been like coaching your son so far?
It's cool. It's just at practice. He one of the players. So it might not be cool for him all the time, because when he don't do things the right way, I'm coming at him, making sure that I'm on his butt. But it's cool, because then afterwards I got to talk to him and just got to go and make sure it's the right way. He works hard, right? He works really hard, and it's important to him. So when you know that it's important to somebody and they work hard, I'm okay if you make a mistake at that. But if I don't feel you're putting the effort in that's needed to be put in, that's where I go a little bit different. But he's working hard, and I'm happy to coach him. I hope that he could bring that same energy that we had when he was 6 and I coached him, because we won a championship that year. So hopefully that come back again and we just go win it again this year, right? But I'm so blessed and thankful to coach my son. I'm so blessed that he's going to get a degree from Syracuse, right? From the Whitman School. 2 different degrees out of that school. It's, you know what I'm saying, as a father, I'm on cloud 9 when it comes to that, right? So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for the university, all the professors, the dean there, just everyone that's helping me help my son become a man.
And I think before you took the job here, you mentioned on a podcast that one of the toughest conversations you had was sitting and being like, hey, I can't offer you, when you were at Georgia. What did he show you at St. Francis, or what changed?
Shit, I'm paying for this. What you mean? I'm paying for this. unless you talk to them and tell them to let me not pay. You know what I'm saying? Last I checked, Miss Katie, don't we pay that bill? I pay for that. So, you know, but he
Did he show you something extra, I guess, that
a
made you
lot.
bring him in?
Yeah, he stepped his game up on a whole nother level. He got a lot faster. He's hit over 20 miles per hour on the GPS daily. He's always doing that. He's very physical. He can hit, he can run. He's able to ID and do different things. That was one of the reasons we moved him to fullback, because of his contact. Like, he loves contact. He can hit, and he's done an amazing job long snapping and being able to move that way. So he's definitely not the same player that he was coming out of high school. And then he got hurt. He's going into his senior year, like halfway through the year or whatever, or early part of the year. So that kind of like messed him up a little, but he just worked, right? When I was at Georgia, he sat there and he came to work with me in the summer. He worked here with us before he went back his first year, my first year here. He worked with us all summer, and then he put the work in, so I'm blessed to have him here, right? But for me, it was better to have my son, not saying that he can't be on scholarship, because he easily could be on scholarship, but it's easy for me to pay and then get another kid, right? Yeah.
We'll go Samantha and then Brent.
You've mentioned a couple times that you don't necessarily feel motivated by Tennessee or the opponents that you're up against.
I ain't say that. So watch how she say that. Don't try to mark that and have them all. Fran said he ain't motivated by y'all.
My fault.
I said I am self-motivated, and I said that Tennessee is one of the better programs to be in college football. But for me, and the way I grow, I don't allow other stuff to get me to go, right? Like, I wanted to get a college degree so I could be successful and make money and do things of that nature. When it comes to this school, they're a really good program. I'm just saying I'm trying to focus on the day, because they're entirely too good for us to try to focus and worry about playing them all week long. We just focus on playing them, and not focus on all the little intricate details that we need to do every day. We're not going to give ourselves a chance, right? So to give us a chance to be able to compete against them, we got to be where our feet are, so that way on Saturday we got an opportunity of at least being able to keep the game close. Because, man, they be putting 50, 60 up on people early in the beginning of the year, so I don't want to be that team that gives up 50, 60.
My question off of that was going to be, since you say you are a self-motivated person, how do you feel that you could develop better players and potentially even better men by teaching them what you believe, which is that true motivation comes from within?
We just do that daily. A lot of that comes through skull sessions. A lot of that comes through just your faith, right? And a lot of that comes through relationships. I don't think if I don't get to know the players, then I could never truly help the players do that, right? That takes for you to really get to know them. You got to really spend time with them. Like this morning, I got to talk to 6 different players on my team, right? But if I don't do that, then I'll never really get to help them be the best version of themselves. To understand that, like, true love comes within, right? To be able to love anyone else, you truly need to love yourself first, right? So when so many people feel like they love this person that much, and then when that relationship ends, they almost sometimes do the wrong thing and they leave this earth of committing stuff and things like that, that's because sometimes it probably wasn't the true, like, love. So I want to make sure every one of my players know that true love comes within, right? And to be self-motivated, you're going to keep going no matter who's motivating or who it is. We don't really want to prove anybody else wrong. We're just trying to prove ourselves right daily. And the more we prove ourselves right to reach all those goals that we had, then it helps us.
Fran, last year you had the experience of playing in an NFL stadium. This time around, there's going to be a considerable fan advantage that is going to tip towards Tennessee. Speaking of details, how do you account for the environment of this game into your game plan?
Everybody going to have an orange, so orange is orange. So we just got to not see the burnt orange as much, right? But orange is orange. My guys just going to be happy to be playing in the packed stadium. We're ready to go. I'm excited to go there and play football. I'm hoping that the Falcons got somebody there watching the game, and they have an opportunity to see some of our players just as well as their players. This gives our kids a good opportunity of being able to go there and play. I was able to, I think I coached like 3 games there already, in 3 different games in that stadium. So this would be a good deal for us to get a chance to go there and do this.
Yeah, Coach, in your opening statement, you mentioned about Tennessee's, obviously, their defensive line depth and their talent. Just how do you think your offensive line and kind of the depth that you've built over this offseason is able to match that?
I'm not sure. We're going to get to tell this weekend, right? We'll get to tell you that Saturday how we're going to be able to match that. I know they're going to kind of compete. People averaged 17 points per game on them last year. I think they was 8th in the country. I mean, they did an amazing job. Only gave up 298 yards of total offense. On offense, they had 400-some yards. They rushed for 225 a game or 228, passed for 221. So we got our hands full. We're ready to compete, though.
Take two more. We'll start with Christian in front and Edmund Cooper on the end.
Coach, you talked about when you chose Steve as the starting quarterback, it was a lot about him building personal connections with the players on his team. How have you seen that leadership style?
Hold on, I said that?
Yeah.
That because he built personal connections?
That was one of the reasons.
Okay.
But how have you seen like those personal connections and players building personal connections trickle down throughout the rest of your team?
I just push for us all to be close, right? We're not allowed to walk past anybody in the building and not speak to them. We're not allowed to not know everybody on the team's name. Like one guy need to get up here and I can point at anyone. You need to know what his name is, right? That's important that you do that because your name's the most powerful word in the world to you. But for us, everyone needs to build. Like we're in a room with, it's 116 guys on our team now. Out of 116 on the football team, like, there's going to be a lot of successful men here. So everyone's constantly trying to build and trying to do those things. I think Steve just had that naturally in him. Like that's naturally his leadership ability to be able to connect and relate to different people and do those things. So, I mean, I think it's helped a lot. I've seen since he's been named the starter, I think his game's gotten even better. Like he's playing better football than he was. And you know what's crazy? Ricky's playing even better also. Right, so both of those guys are playing well, but since we've named him the starter, he's took it to another level and accepted it and is thankful for it and is working his butt off. And Steve's working just as well. I mean, Ricky's working just as well.
And last question,
Coach, talking to John say this camp, he says that right now he's more locked in than he's ever been before. With some of the troubles that he went through this offseason, just how do you feel like he's become more grounded since he's arrived at Syracuse?
Some of the troubles he's went through. Oh, he's saying before he got here. I don't know. We just got a structured plan. Like I sent his schedule to his coach yesterday. Then we sent it to him. And we already had it filled out academically and all those things. And then he got to fill out the rest of his week. So I think when you have a detailed plan for how to dominate this week and you're able to do that, I think that helps young men be a little bit more on track, right? Could you imagine giving a 17-year-old kid that didn't have a whole bunch of stuff all the time? Just imagine giving them $100-some thousand, and they come to school all of a sudden, and you got no schedule, and you're telling me, make sure you're ready for practice at 2 o'clock. And if I don't check his class, I just don't know until that time comes, right? That stuff is tough, right? And I'm not saying that was necessarily his because his grades are really high. So I'm saying there's just a lot, but we got a lot of structure here, giving a lot of structure to him. And me and him spend a lot of time together communicating. He talks to myself a lot. He talks to our AD a lot, a couple other people. So we just want to make sure we keep talking to him, and we're constantly helping him develop as a man, not just as a football player. And that's our job, to make sure that every student athlete across the entire campus, even if whether they're a football player or not, when we come across them, we want to make sure we talk to them to help them, to make sure that we're helping all of them develop as not just athletes, but as students also, and as men and women in this world, so that way they'll be extremely successful later on in life.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Come around right now for those who haven't seen